Hello, my name's Akisha and I'm the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Development Lead. This episode of the Creative Community Podcast is part of the South Asian Heritage Month series, exploring the experiences of staff and people we support of South Asian heritage. Hey Hajara.
Hi Keisha.
Thank you for doing the podcast with me.
Absolutely.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I am good too.
Good.
Excited to be here with you.
Yes, me too. Thank you for having me.
To start with, can you tell me a little bit about you, your background and your heritage?
Absolutely. So my name's Hajara. I am a proud British Bangladeshi, both born and raised in the UK. Mm-hmm. Within creative support, I'm the talent acquisition lead. Love my job. But yeah, my background, like I said, born and raised in the UK. I was born in London actually, moved to Manchester when I was only a little baby. All my siblings kind of grew up in London, so they've got a completely different accent to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and my heritage is from Bangladesh. So my grandparents were born in Bangladesh. My family, my dad, my mum moved over quite a while ago. So again, we've kind of all had the upbringing in the UK. Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, like I said before, very proud to be British Bangladeshi.
Nice. British Bangladeshi. And how does that, what does that look like for you? Like, do you speak any other languages? What does it mean to be a British Bangladeshi?
Yeah, so there's a very strong kind of presence of Bangladeshis in the UK. So yeah, there is that kind of sense of belonging around, if you could say. But for myself, it was, so like you said about languages, at home kind of speaking Bengali to my parents, and then learning English and speaking English at school normally. Siblings, I speak to my siblings in English, but it's nice. I think it's really cool to grow up learning different languages anyway. But now that I see like my nieces and nephews growing up and learning 2 languages, I think it's so cool. And I think until you see it in someone else, you don't see how cool it is. But when you see kids like growing up and literally you can speak to them in both languages and they know what you're saying, I think it's amazing. It's so cool.
I think it's really cool. I only speak one language, but I do wish I had another one as well, or another couple.
I do know other languages, but that's not from home. It's from school. I learned it. But
cool.
Yeah,
nice. And do you have a favourite thing about being British Bangladeshi?
Yeah, so Bangladesh culture is really, really rich. It's very, a lot of Bangladeshi people are patriotic. Being Bangladeshi holds a lot of quiet pride. It holds a lot of resilience. Obviously, if you were to know about or read up on the history of Bangladesh, you'll see the roots that it's come from. It does hold a lot of, kind of history, strong history, a lot of fighting for what we have now, kind of to get where we are now, to be proud of who we are as a people and a nation. So yeah, I'm very proud to say that I'm Bangladeshi. But one of the things that I really like about being Bangladeshi, which kind of ties into the theme of South Asian Heritage Month this year, is roots to roots. So kind of going back to where Bangladesh started from, how it came along. It's only a baby country, it's only brand new. So kind of where it's come from, that resilience, the traditions that have been passed down. It's all amazing. It's so culturally rich. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds really beautiful. And like a strong sense of identity. Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. And it's shown in so many ways, like food, kind of fashion, language, the way we are, personality. I think that one of my favourite things about the Bangladeshi culture is generosity. Everybody is so generous. And I feel like it's not even like, food is always there. Like there's food's just screaming in my mind. Like, now talk about food. But it's anything like, just very kind, open-hearted people. Obviously you get that in every culture, but I feel like it's just like strained in Bangladesh. It's like it's always there. My family love feeding people. See, I'm back to food. I can't help it. I just keep talking about food. But I don't know, like when you go to a Bangladeshi person's house, you will not just have one dish in front of you. You will not leave without a full course meal being served to you. There's like memes, oh, when you go to like your Bangladeshi relative's house and you're only meant to pop in for a visit, and like, oh, I'll stay for tea, and like, okay, I'll have a cup of tea. Oh, you've had your tea now, you may as well have some lunch. And then you're like, okay, I'll have some lunch. You know, it's all presented in front of you, and you sit down and you're like, oh, may as well have another cup of tea now to, you know, wash that all down with. And then, you know, it's like, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the evening. Oh, you may as well have dinner and go now. You can't go home and cook, you know. And then by the time you leave, it's like 12 a.m, 1 a.m, and you're still going home with Tupperware full of food.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. That makes me think of, like, I'm Jamaican, you already know that I'm Jamaican, and it makes me think of similar things of like always leaving with Tupperwares and like leftovers, and that's going to sort you out for the next couple of days.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's so nice because, you know, it's packed with love, it's cooked with love. It's not just, oh my God, get rid of the leftovers. It's literally, you know, this was cooked with love and I want you to feel it, not just when you're with me, but when you've gone home as well. But yeah, food is really a big thing. And in our family as well, like my mum has her own food business. My dad used to own a takeaway, sorry, not a restaurant. He's worked in many restaurants. He owned a takeaway in Reddish. All my brothers know how to cook. My sister cooks amazing, just like my mum. Again, my sister-in-laws are really good cooks. And then there's just me who's still learning, but I'll get there eventually.
Still learning, plenty of time.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's like a love language, isn't it?
Yes,
food.
Absolutely.
It's
yeah,
like
food
a way of saying I love you.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I agree.
Nice. Are there any specific foods that you love?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? Honestly, anything my mum makes. I really, really like beef curry. Like when my mum cooks beef in anything. So you can have like beef and like vegetables, like beef and potato, beef, and there's a citrusy fruit called Hajara that we call it, and it sounds weird, like it sounds like a citrus, like a lemon in your curry, but it's like a mix between a lemon and an orange kind of thing. And yes, it's bitter, but it just levels up your curries so good. And it's one of those, I want to say a royal dish. It's not a royal dish, it's a very like delicacy. It's on the table with when you've got guests around. Another thing just came to mind then. We have this thing called satni, which is, it's like chutney, but it's not. Some people call it borta as well. And what that basically means is like mashed something. So for example, you can have like aloo satni. Aloo is potato. And then you've got like, so, you know, you do your normal kind of onions and chilies and whatever, and then you just mash potatoes in. So it's like fancy mashed potato, but you have it. And it's really cute. Like if anyone wants to, like, you know, look this up, type in borta, and people have borta parties and they look so cool.
Wow.
So it's like bring your own borta. So people will bring like, I don't know, a potato one, like an aubergine one. There's so many, I can't think at the top of my head now, but like you can have fish ones, you can have vegetable ones, but it's just like you can have tomato ones. Yeah, I think the tomato one and the potato one is my favourite, but it's just such a cool side dish thing. And it's, you know, it is it's traditionally Bangladeshi to kind of have them on the table as a side, but the fact that, you know, we've kind of made it into a tradition now of like parties and things, like, oh, it's just so cool.
And food's always central to like bringing people together, isn't it? And like
absolutely,
any kind of occasion, festival, anything, you've got to have like a good dish. Yeah,
definitely. And it's not even just one, like, you know, like a table spread of different mixes of like meat, fish, vegetable, and like your salads. Like I said, the bortas is like a salad. But yeah, it's amazing.
Nice. Are there any values and traditions that are important to you?
Yeah. Again, like I said, being Bangladeshi is very important to me. A lot of it comes from like that said, that deep sense of pride. And one of the things I'm proud of is my parents. So I know, like, you know, respect for your elders is obviously, like I said, it's everywhere. In every culture, it's important to respect your elders. But I feel like within the Bangladeshi culture, respect for your elders is taught from a, you know, literally a very, very young age. It's always kind of at the forefront of what you do in life. So for myself, it's more of a valuing the journey, the sacrifices that my family have done for me. So in my case, it would be my father. I wouldn't be in this country without my father if he hadn't done kind of what he did back then. So it's another thing I value, which will tie these two together, is hard work. So I've seen the way my siblings, my parents, they work hard. They work very, very hard, constantly grafting. And it's not just, for, financial reasons, or it's not just for, because it's what you have to do to kind of live in this country. It's that sense of pride. It's that thing where, you want to make your family proud. You want to make your parents proud. Every family is different. I understand that. Every tradition, every culture is different. But one of the things I think is deeply rooted within the Bangladeshi culture is hard work, sacrifice, and respect for your parents. And tying that all together, like I said, my father came to the UK back in 1966. And he came when he was only 11. But back then, you couldn't come into this country alone unless you were 13. So he actually faked his age like 2 years up. So he was 11, but he said he was 13. And my grandfather, so his father was here. He had this grocery shop on Manningham Lane in Bradford. And unfortunately, my grandfather passed away 2 years after my dad came here, so he was actually 13. So he didn't get to see his dad very much. But he came to this country to help my granddad, run the business, run the shop, kind of, again, graft, work hard, earn that money. And he's only a baby, he's only young himself, and he didn't know the difference between like what foods he can and can't eat. Like he'd go to the shop with his little pennies, and he'd go to school and he'd learn English, and I asked him what his favorite subject was, and he said English, and I was like, why, didn't you find it hard? He was like, exactly, but I like challenging myself. So yeah, things like that, and I'm like, he kind of moved on to work at restaurants and like cleaning and jobs that not everybody wants to do, but he knows that he's got to be the person to do it because he has to sustain his life. And then again, another thing I asked my dad very recently was, why did you do it? Like, why didn't you just go back home to your mum and your family back in Bangladesh? And he said because he knows there's opportunity out there, and he wants to, when he one day has his children, wants them to have the best life. And that's really sat with me because even now my dad is such a wonderful person, and he's just so very, I don't know, he just wants everyone to be happy and united, and he likes to see his hard work pay off. He worked all his life up until about 2016 with the takeaway that we had in Reddish. It was called Red Rose. It was running for so long, ever since I remember. It was so handy having like your dad's takeaway right next door. But it was so cool. So that's what I mean, like I grew up seeing my dad like night and day working in the takeaway, my brother's working dead hard. So I thought, okay, this is something, this means something, this is important. I need to, kind of, that's why I try to, in my professional life as well, at work, try to do the best I can to kind of copy my father.
That's beautiful, and yes, that's definitely, I can see how it shaped your work ethic and like your approach to everything in work, and even as an EDI champion. And I've not mentioned that, but that's really important as well.
Absolutely, definitely. So like I said, another thing that's really important to me is representation and culture, kind of a sense of belonging, inclusion. I want to make sure that wherever I go, even though my skin colour is different, or the way I look is different, the way I dress is different, I want to make sure that I'm still valued, my opinions are valued, my work is valued, my judgment, everything is kind of appreciated. Nothing is, I've seen and I've been in situations where it's not been the best, but working at Creative Support, I can, proudly say that it doesn't matter that I look different, doesn't matter that I'm a different colour or anything, I'm still able to practice my culture, my religion, my, personal kind of moral ethics. I'm able to, work with it alongside it. It's cool.
And I love how passionate you are about that, and how
definitely.
you've like really been able to bring that in and do amazing things. Like I'm thinking about Eid.
That was so fun.
It's amazing that you've been able to do things like that.
One of the things that I was I'm really proud of within Creative Support is helping you help Creative Support celebrate Eid, like in head office. Like I was, it was one of the things I thought, okay, being an EDI champion, not only am I gonna try to be there for the staff members who need me, but also, let's celebrate Eid. What are we doing? Why are we not celebrating Eid? So I'm glad that's a
and
thing
we did.
now.
We really celebrated.
We did,
I love that. You talked a little bit about the theme of From Roots to Roots, which is a theme of this year's South Asian Heritage Month, but I wondered if there's anything else that theme means or represents to you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I mentioned, my father, I feel like that was one of the reasons why Roots to Roots this year is really important, because heritage doesn't just sit in the past. You bring it forward. It's your present. You're going to take it forward into your future. It is your roots. It's the kind of cultural representation that you want when you eventually have children, you know, a family. They want to be able to see it and see that, okay, you know, they're proud of who they are. It's something that should be carried on, I think, in all aspects of life as well. Again, creative support, coming back to it, it's a space where you don't have to hide who you are to belong. I've grown up, the primary school that I went to, I was the only brown child. So I felt like I was, you know, not alienated, because it wasn't a sense of like, you know, I was left out or I was bullied or anything. I don't know if this is just a me problem, but I thought I was like a princess, like I'm the, you know, the unique one, because, you know, like, I don't know, it was weird, because I think it was because it was a positive experience, like anything, you know, whenever we did like religious studies and we talk about Islam, like I'd have to come to the front and I'm the one that'd have my henna on. And when it was like wear your own clothes day or whatever, non-uniform day, my mum, then I used to think it was a bit embarrassing, but now I'm like, I'm so glad I did that. She'd put me in traditional outfits. So I'd go in all my bling. But like I'd have all the girls like coming around touching my hair and like looking at my jewellery and stuff, and I'd feel like a princess. But, you know, it's sad, like, you know, things change, times changed. I know it's not like that nowadays. But yeah, I liked that experience. Yeah. But like I say, I don't know if that's just because I'm me and it's all about me, myself and I.
But the thing is, I can see that version, that like little girl version of you at the front of the class, like showing everyone your henna and things like that. I see that now in work as an EDI champion, and you being like, right, we need to do something for Eid, we need to do something for this, for that. Like, you still got that, so it's not surprising.
Yeah, it makes me smile. It makes me really happy when like people can be themselves and are proud and they own it. And, you know, like, I've always been a person, like, if you have a question or if you're not sure about something, just ask. Like, you know, oh, what is that stuff on your hands? Like, just ask, you know, like, I'll answer it. I'm not going to, you know, bite your head off. But yeah, I think that's a lot of what culture is. Like, if you know, everything's different. So just ask and find out. Be informed, be knowledgeable, you know, don't be ignorant. But I think a lot of that kind of ties into racism. So yeah, we won't go down that.
Yeah, and it's nice you being so open and being so like forthcoming with your culture and wanting to share it. I think that makes people even more comfortable and more wanting to ask.
Definitely, yeah. Being approachable is definitely a way to minimise that uncomfortability, really. I think the more kind of, what's the word, like, the more, you know...
Like familiar? No.
Yeah, the more familiar you are with someone else's culture, the less likely it is that you're going to be making them feel uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Because it doesn't seem so... Like, when you're immersed with it and when you immerse yourself with it, it doesn't seem so different. It just feels like a part of like another person's experience, but it's not. It's not alienated, I guess.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that we've not covered already that you want to touch on?
No, I think I've touched on the main things, but I just wanted to say, you know, I think it's really, really important to remember that our heritage doesn't sit in the past. You know, if we're really valuing the roots to roots, it's to always kind of remember to value and appreciate the sacrifices that those that came before us carried out for us. And I think I'll always take that forward with me no matter what I do. Again, in my personal, professional life. But yeah, I'm just so proud to be Bangladeshi.
I've loved that. Thank you so much. I've learned so much. Nice. And even that last bit made me think about, like how you said respect for elders is so important. Like, absolutely. Respect for elders now and respect for the elders that have gone generations before as well.
Yeah, like, before us, and currently, definitely. And obviously one day we're going to become those elders as well. If you do have children or, like, you know, nieces, nephews, whatever, you need to be able to kind of show that, you know, you're proud of who you are, you've respected your journey so far, so they hopefully will one day look up to you and respect, you know, whatever journey you've come through as well. You know, like I said, it's everyone's journey is different. You know, my journey is way not the same as my dad's journey, but because he's kind of done all that, I don't need to.
Yeah, pave the way.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you so
Really
much for
enjoyed
having me.
That's
Me
all
too.
right.